Saint Lucia continues to advance plans for the eventual accession to the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ. Once successful, the island will become the fifth CARICOM member state to replace the London-based Privy Council, making the CCJ its final appellate court. On February 18th, the CCJ Accession Committee held the first in a series of town hall meetings, which started at the Vieux Fort Primary School. It is aimed at raising public awareness of the move. The session was led by the CCJ Accession Committee Chairman and retired CCJ President Sir Denis Byron. He addressed, among other matters, concerns about remuneration for presiding judges of the court and whether they would be paid by governments, which can exert decisive informal pressure on them to deliver judgments favorable to a ruling administration. In order to preempt this eventuality and fund the Caribbean Court of Justice independently, Sir Denis explained that a trust fund of US $100 million has been established to finance the expenditure of the court. In this way, he adds, the expenses of the court, as well as salaries paid to judges, will be drawn from the special fund. He stressed that compensation for the operations of the court is not dependent on the disposition of any government. Rather, the trust fund, which has been established for the Caribbean Court of Justice, is administered by a board of trustees drawn from regional entities. Annual operational costs of the CCJ, according to Sir Denis, amount to between 5 and 7 million US dollars.
And that has been operating, I think, well, to the best of my knowledge, that's the financial operating range within which it is operating.
Having addressed reservations about the independence of the CCJ and the financial structure of the court, Sir Denis also explained that, as a former British colony, the move toward the CCJ strengthened St. Lucia's transition into full political independence. The Accession Committee chair also pointed to what he observes are shortcomings of the Privy Council that would encourage St. Lucia to move in the direction of the regional court.
The main point for me is a question of access to justice. The Privy Council does not impact the lives of people in St. Lucia because people don't appeal to it. Over the past 17 years, there have only been 17 cases to the Privy Council. So nobody benefits from the Privy Council here. There's nobody, I mean, one person a year benefits. And so it does not impact the quality of justice delivery in St. Lucia. And it doesn't help people to get justice at all. So it's more an idea that people have than something that is of practical benefit. I don't know how much you've looked at the response of countries with the Caribbean Court of Justice is a final court of appeal, because there's been a tremendous increase in the number of appeals to the Caribbean Court of Justice, so that the average citizen has a greater chance of getting justice at that level than they do with the Privy Council as a final court of appeal.
The next town hall meeting is scheduled for Soufrière on Saturday, March 4th at the Soufrière Primary School. The series of community engagements then moves to Gros Islet and Castries on March 11th and 25th, respectively.